Test, 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 test. I am live. It's going to take a while for people to show up. Thank you for allowing me to be late. I really needed the extra time this morning. You guys have been so gracious with me. And I just want to say thank you for, really being understanding because I know I try to be consistent every day at this 7 o'clock, California time, Pacific Standard Time, and sometimes I'm a few minutes late, and I really am grateful that you guys are very understanding about that, and so makes me feel happy. Infinite Plane, hey man, I want to say thank you for that dedication last night, that song, and I've never heard that song before. It's crazy, right? I'm from California, right? And I stopped listening to music at a certain point in my life, just naturally, just naturally stopped, And then it was very rare of me to listen to music until it was very rare for me to listen to music anyway, but then like a few years ago, it just like poof, it just stopped inside me. So the only time I enjoy music is when you guys put it out, or or you guys are having a live stream and you guys are playing music. Like I really enjoy it, I do. I mean, we all have to still have fun in life. Good morning, Rowan. Good morning, Sheila. Very nice to see you. Good morning, Faith. Did I fix that account? I hope I did. If I didn't, then I'm going to do it right now. I don't care what happens to me. I'm going to go do it right now. Hold on. Oh, will it be live right now? Like, will it? Let's see. Okay, I think I'm back a little bit. Hold on a second. Hey, Ray of Sunshine. Hey, Joel. I'm going to try to do this. Let's see. Biggity boom. Biggity bam. Okay, let me see. Okay, wait. I see it. Um, did it. Okay, type something and see if that works. I think I did it. And I even heard myself come through there. So I think it worked. I know I don't have to, Faith. I know. Yeah, there's no pressure on me to do it. It's just something I wanted to do prior to yesterday's show. And it's always like every time someone comes to me, right? Well, this is my okay. So let me explain how like the whole thing works, right? I'm not going into it too much detail, but I talk about it a lot. But like it's worth repeating because it's my favorite part of the whole show, right? Is like, okay, I'll do a show. It's 30 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever, maybe an hour if I have some people on, and we have a decent time. Sometimes it's the same show cloned over and over again, right? Sometimes we're talking about things that are hung up on things that are easy to get over, or we're beating a dead horse on some stuff, right? But the real work, right? The real work of this whole thing, right, starts as soon as the stream is over. Well, prior to the stream too, the preparation it takes to at least have something ready, to an idea. But you turn off the stream, and right after you get like a few messages that'll say a good stream, or maybe a few messages that say maybe some advice as to how it could be better, and that's right immediate. Poof, 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 like 2 or 3, sometimes 4. Then I'll get like an email or a text about like something happened in the chat, or over and or like my experience in the chat the last so and so amount of weeks. I'm tired. I don't want to do it anymore. Or there's a fight and it needs to be reconciled, right? That usually comes next, right? Then there's usually somebody that needs some kind of comfort for something, deep spiritual wounds or maybe even some physical pain that they went through, right? And so then there's that to consider, right? And then you get the the next message will be, hey, there's some doctrinal issues in your message about salvation or about this or that or timelines or rapture or whatever, right? There'll be that stuff too. And so these things, right, they for every time I'm talking to somebody, there's two or three other open issues, right, that I'm dealing with, right? And it's not that I don't want the the calls. I do. I wish that I had three times as many people um, leaning on me in that way, because I'm not the best at all that stuff, but um, I'm grateful that people trust me enough to deal with it. And I get it. Sometimes it's frustrating for some people because I can't always do what would make that person happy, right, at that moment. And sometimes I'm like in the middle of giving somebody a lot of grace, right? And say someone will show up in the middle of that, right? And they don't know that my situation, their situation, or whatever. And they'll have their issue, which is also legitimate, right? But it involves the other person that is getting the extra grace, and it seems unfair, but it's really not. It's like everybody has their own unique story of how they got here and their own unique thing of what they're working on and their own unique place in it all, right? And so, you're never going to make everybody happy at one time. And there's a couple of you guys, right, that I'll lean on you for extra support. Hey, BB, how you doing? And who else snuck in here? Okay, I think I got everybody. So yeah, there's always something to deal with, right? And then I'm closer to some of you than others, right? I talk to some of you a lot, right? And maybe it's even some issues with personal life or family or whatever. And I want to put consideration into that too. And so I also have to pray about all these things, right? Like it's not me fixing anything, right? It's God, right? And so um, I know well enough to know that there's no coincidences in what's happening here at this channel, right? It's no coincidence who's in this chat, right? You guys aren't the type. I mean, you guys aren't the type of people that end up in people's lives on accident. This is not just a chat full of regular people. This is a chat full of special people that have been special in other people's lives and made, huge changes, right? Like you guys are special in your own right, in an amazing way because of God too, and God having big plans for you guys, right? So it's not just somebody that's been touched by God that's like reaching out to people. It's somebody that's been touched by God reaching out to other people that have been touched by God, right? And so there's a lot of layers of special here. And there's some people that are super, super special that just haven't gotten there yet, right? Like I see the potential, right? I see how big that person's spirit is, and I know what kind of weapon or tool they're going to be for God. And I could really see the difference they could make in other people's lives. And sometimes getting somebody over that hump, that's important too. you know. And so we're all at different places, you know. But here's the crazy part is, right? We're all awake, right? All of us are awake to some degree, right? Like maybe some of us are all the way awake, which most of you guys here are, you know, aware of just everything that's going on, right? And the scales are off our eyes, right? We see it all. And some of us just see a little bit of it, you know? And but we'll get there, you know? We'll all get there. And see, like I kind of like it might even be a character flaw in me, but like I'm like addicted to the truth, you know, to the point where I just keep asking God for more and more and more truth. Like, please reveal more to me, you know. And but it comes with responsibility, right? Of like if you're sitting in a scenario where normally I would just keep my mouth shut or just go with the flow and you know be liked in a situation, right? Or I end up in a scenario where I'm like, wow, I know the truth of what they're talking about, and I could help them if they'll let me, right? And so comes to the point where if I don't say anything, am I really do I really care about that person if I don't say anything? And so that you know that's where I start feeling convicted, right? Like, oh man, I've got to be the one to make waves here. I got to be the one to say something's not real, or I have to be the one to say that something is bad when they support it, or whatever, you know. But now, I mean, we're getting to the point where even regular people are like waking up to a lot of this stuff, and I mean, the stuff in Hollywood is just unreal. Like, I don't know how people could miss that. Uh, just the agenda. I mean, I don't know how people can't just smell the agenda that's coming from Hollywood, you know. And but you know what? Like, there's and this breaks my heart, but there's like some like of our younger generation, right? And even some people in our own age group, right? That they see some of these celebrities and they worship these celebrities, right? Like, I mean, you should see the reaction that some of these celebrities get in public. I mean, some of them get worshipped, you know. And I've only seen it really in my lifetime with I guess Michael Jackson. You know, people would freak out over him, mostly in other countries, but like you know, I mean that kind of worship these people in Hollywood are getting from regular people, you know. And it's really see I never understood that. I liked celebrities, of course, and especially like music when I was younger. You know, I was into all the hair bands and the grunge, you know, scene or whatever when I was younger, and you know, I enjoyed that music back then, you know, and you know, if I didn't know what it was about, still, I would still enjoy it now, you know, because those are all songs I like, you know, and when I hear them, it brings back good feelings inside of me. Um, and so that's why I don't mind when I go to other channels and people are playing music. I don't mind hearing it because I don't hear it a lot, you know. And it used to be such a big part of my life. It was good therapy for me to hear music, you know. And so I understand if that's somebody's release, you know. Um, you know, everything is between you and God, right? I'm the only time I would ever like go and judge somebody is A if they asked me, right? Or B, if I could walk up, like say, you know, you have this normal shine about you, right? And that sort of went away, and you know, I'm like, hey, well, you know, maybe if you stop doing this, this, and this, and you get your shine back, but that's on you, right? And it's always up to that other person if they want to change. But you know, like it says in the Bible, right? Whatever I judge onto someone else, right, it's going to be measured back to me, right? I better take the plank out of my own eye, right, before I take the speck out of my brother's eye, right? So, brother or sister, let's put it that way. And so, you know, that's where that is. But I forgot where I was going with this. But yeah, but this stuff in Hollywood, right? I mean, it's like there's celebrities getting worshipped. I mean, I mean, where people faint when they see them, and I guess some of you experienced that with the Beatles, maybe. I don't know, Beatle fever or whatever. But there was only like 4 or 5 celebrities like that at a time in my day. There wasn't all these celebrities like there is now, where everybody's a celebrity, man. Like it's like anybody can make an album, and put it out there. It really is that simple, And trust me, I know like probably 20 people personally that sing better than Miley Cyrus. And so obviously it's a who you know and who you're related to type game in Hollywood, right? But but let me read one of these chats here. Truth Hurts is saying, I was saying how Roman Polanski was involved with his own wife Sharon Tate's murder, along with their friends being murdered. Hey, you know what? You could be right. I mean, not with knowing now, right? What I know about the news and everything, it's possible that that whole thing is manufactured. It's possible that they're all Satanists and they, sacrificed their family member and then fabricated the whole scenario. We really don't know. That's the crazy thing about it, right? And so I'll never, yeah, right, the news, but yeah, like I'll never, from this point on, I'll never hear something on the news and say, "Oh yeah, that's just not possible." Like like if someone tells me it's fake off the bat, then that's a possibility. If someone tells me that it's 10 times worse or 10 times better or different, then you know, because here's the thing, right? This is what really tripped me out, right? Someone said to me, either that or maybe I was watching there's some non-Christian people I watch, to see how the lost people are viewing the awakening, the reality, right? And so I'll watch like what's that one with the guy Paul Paul from the Apocalypse or whatever. I forget his name, but I watch some of his stuff sometimes. And Matt from Quantum of Consciousness. They're not Christian people, but it's good to get their perspective, right? And so they wanted me to believe, right? And there's some military people in the chat here, but they wanted me to believe that they've lost $85 million or $85 billion worth of equipment, like 200 aircraft, like vehicles. I mean, that's insane. Not even going into a hot country that's full of insurgents, right? Like, uh, would that even be possible? Like, you have to sign for a toothbrush. I mean, like if you get like like let's say a backpack, a canteen, and your rucksack, your canteen, and your um you know LBV or whatever, that little belt you wear with the straps and stuff to put your ammo packs on and all that. You have to sign for that stuff. And you have to return it, or so you got to pay for it. Like you're like if you work at the motor pool, you got to sign for those vehicles, and they're under your care, right? Everything is accounted for, like down to the last like detail. And for someone to say that they lost even one whole aircraft, is insane to me. Not in that country. Like, okay, maybe in some like country where it's like super super hostile and super big, like say a ground war in China or something. Like if like we lost a tank or something, okay, maybe I would believe that. Like, but just like we occupied a country for 20 years, kind of. We occupy Korea. We've done that for I don't know how many years, 50, 60, 70 years now. we've occupied Korea, and uh, we don't lose 200 aircraft and what did they say, 20,000 vehicles. That's can't be true, and so so if as America, if it was possible for us to go to a country like Afghanistan and lose that much equipment, then we would have no respect from the world. That's obviously cooked up. Like there there's just no way, man. We occupy 90% of the countries of the world. There's an American army base in every country, pretty much, and we can deploy from anywhere. That's what makes us special. That's why there's bigger armies that we could beat, just because of that factor, right? And so to say that we lost all that equipment is, from my experience, not a possibility. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe I could lose a canteen or something, or a canteen cover, or maybe an ammo pouch, and then get a replacement one. Of course, they take it out of my check. I'd have to pay for that equipment loss. But like 200 aircraft, like that, like there's somebody that signs for um, responsibility for this. So I'm sorry for boring you about this stuff, but I mean, this is just reality. Oh yeah, Faith has a good channel. Faith is funny, man. She's funny. Like she, sometimes it's touching, right? Some of those videos are very touching and heartbreaking, right? But that's just because reality is heartbreaking. But some of her videos are very funny. And so yeah, I do recommend that. Like everybody, if you have a channel, go ahead and put your channel link in the box, because if we can all sub to each other. Plus, I have a backup channel, a Good Servant too, and I'll put it on the community post for you guys if you guys want to subscribe to it. Because if anything happens to this channel, right, which is kind of like where we all meet now, because I don't know, I ended up with like a few subs, right? I don't know how. I don't know why people would even want to come listen to me about anything, but that's how it ended up working out. Um, but yeah, if anything happens to the channel, it would be nice to have a web ring where we're all sub to each other, so we could share information, right? Still with each other. And I know that there's 20 of you guys here, but there's like 80 to 100 more people that click, and I appreciate them too. And definitely, want them to subscribe to my backup channel so that I could go live. Right, I might just go live from there for a while, just to get people over there. Who knows? I don't know exactly how to work it, but yeah, I mean, there's always that fear of losing the channel, right? So like, I had a really great stream when Faith first got here. Speaking of Faith, and we had a good stream, but we said a couple of medical terms and a couple terms that could be like strikeable or warningable or whatever. And it sucks because it already had like twice as many views as it normally had at the time that I put it on private. And so like, that would have been a good one to reach new people. It would have. And it just sucks, man, that we have to censor ourselves. And I never thought, as an American, right, especially a disabled veteran, right, in America, right, I never thought I'd be talking about having to censor ourselves, man. Is that crazy, man? Or it's insane, right? And so I'm glad that, I mean, damn, AJ, look at all the numbers, man. uh yeah, I know that. And when you talk about the Taliban, what is that, like, three guys in a pickup truck are driving around the desert with an M16, and what they took over? I mean, I have a really hard time believing that. I mean, they say 13 Americans died. I know for sure, right, that the more Americans would have. I mean, I know Americans that would give their life for equipment. Like good, really good soldiers. Like they're making us sound like, you know, we got held up and we just gave that stuff away. There's no way, man. The type of soldiers that I know, when I was in, like there's no way that death toll would be way higher. We're talking 85 billion dollars worth of equipment, 200 aircrafts, like I don't know, what would they say, 7,500 vehicles. I don't know if anybody could like Google that, like and I really want to call it Fugal, like just you have to be a fool to even believe some of this stuff. But they said something like it was either 20,000 vehicles or 7,500 vehicles. It's crazy. Like, I mean, that's crazy. One aircraft would shock me, because I know soldiers would die for that. Like, I know that like way more than 13 people would fight till the death before they let, especially an insurgent government, take equipment, right? Like, these men and women that go overseas are professional soldiers. They're not, like, I could see like us, like a group of us, go over there and get held up and be like, okay, look, take the stuff, just leave us alone. Like, yeah, okay, a group of people, just regular people, okay, but I can't picture a group of young soldiers, right, trained professional soldiers giving up equipment like that. To me, I'm not even going to say it anymore. It's just untrue to me. It's just, yeah, man, it's like we're getting, yeah, there's no way, Joel. Like, just the thought of that, right? Of not only them taking over the country, right? But also that we have to take them seriously to to get people out of there, like that we have to legitimize them as a group, like as a government, and negotiate. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way, man. That has to be cooked up. If I was the only soldier over there, it couldn't be that way. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. The men and women that I seen go over there, I was in during 9/11, and I saw a lot of the first men and women to go over there when they were just setting up. And even during, active firefights, right? Like, nobody was losing equipment like that. That's insane, man. That's insane. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, like with the stuff that yeah, Rowan put out some good stuff, and yeah, it really touched me. You put that song out for me. I've never heard that song before, but the military um when I saw the military uh the cemetery or whatever, because I know that I'm gonna be buried in Dixon out here in California, and I got my plot already, and it's an honor to be buried there. Like when I'm dead, it'll be an honor to, if it's not apocalyptic by that time, but like just to be buried with, some just really good men and women, and it's not special. I mean, any veteran can go to a VA funeral. You just gotta, sign up for it, fill out the forms or whatever, and it's pretty much a guarantee. But it's amazing. It's a huge honor. And I don't even know how I even came up with that. I got married when I was 20, and we had just enough to barely make it. I lived in the Bay Area in California, so like Silicon Valley. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but I lived in Silicon Valley, and right when the .coms and the computer industry blew up, right? And so my rent tripled like within a year, and so there's all these people taking tech jobs, making tons of money especially before the .coms popped, because there was all this advertisement money, or advertiser money invested in a lot of these websites. And what they would do is open a website and then open an office building for the website, like a company, When we know how websites work, you just open a website and it's open, it is what it is. That's why Amazon like did so well. If it's not all set up right to be that way, which I'm thinking it is now, but the backstory of that was that he started in his garage, like just started Amazon, and it's unlimited shelf life because you don't actually have to have the stuff to advertise the stuff. You can buy it after people have bought it from you. It was a way to have a store where they didn't have to have the products on the shelf. Um, they didn't have to lose money in that way because you're not on a timetable, right? You can order stuff after somebody orders it from you, and so it's really like a big middleman. But I do like as much as I think all these stories are like set up, like you know, like Google is always meant to be Google, and the backstory is all cooked up or whatever. But I do remember when Google was like a small building in Mountain View, like maybe the size of my apartment, like the fourplex of my apartment here. And then I do remember it becoming a like huge campus. Like they got their own McDonald's and their own like Subway that's just for them, and it's like a cafeteria there, and they're so good, or you could say bad, to their employees, but it's like free. Everything's free, right? So like if you work for Google and you go to McDonald's there, it's free. You could just order what you want, and you could just eat it. It's pretty crazy. And I was a plumber, right? Like not really. I was a plumber. I cleaned drains. Ran the snakes in the drain. If you got a toilet clog or something, it was a crappy job, but it was good money, and I just wanted something to pay my child support, and be able to survive. And so when you do jobs for Google, right, as a plumbing company or whatever, um, contracts you, then you're technically an employee of Google, and you're there. You're a contractor. And so, yeah, me neither. I don't eat that stuff anymore either, Faith. I don't. It's not even food. But when you're there, you can have whatever you want. And I mean, there was a time where I was like, oh, yeah, yeah, Subway is healthy. Like, but even that I question now. It's like, who knows what they do to food anymore? If I don't have it in my house and if I didn't scrub it myself, I am very skeptical about things. Especially I've had a lot of digestion and stomach problems. I had it to where I couldn't digest food. Like it would be so painful to eat that I would eat once every 4 days. And once I lost 50 pounds that way, I had to go take care of it. And all they did was treat the symptom. Like I still don't know what caused it, but I had metabolic acidosis because the acid in my stomach would build up, and then like because the acid is damaging to the kidneys on the way out of the body, right? Your organs are smart, right? So it pulls all of the base chemicals out of your blood to counteract the acid coming out of your kidneys, right? Well, then it leaves your blood, right, way too acidy, and it's very painful, all over your body. And so I had renal tubal acidosis and metabolic acidosis so bad um, that I was eating like 150 Tums a day. I know it doesn't even sound true, but it was. It got to a point where I couldn't even chew them anymore. It hurt my mouth to chew that many, so I had to like um, dissolve them in water, just to get them in my system, to balance out. I don't know, man. And see, I don't know what it was, Sheila. That's the crazy part, right? Is um is I went to the hospital. Of course, I had to go to a mental hospital for 5 days, and then like after that, I went to like they put me in the regular hospital, and then it sort of went away. Like I was eating better, right? Like more variety of food or whatever. and they gave me some medicine to take, and that ended up helping the symptom of it. Like I don't feel the symptoms of it anymore. But I have to be on a pretty strict diet, like no sugar. I mean, I don't eat any sugar, or I mean, I'm on a very strict diet. It takes a lot of discipline. Eating now is just mainly a formality. I don't enjoy it at all anymore. It's just like something I have to do, to survive. I know. So I mean, there's better topics to talk about, but here's the thing, right? Like I don't complain about stuff like that because I've had people ask me, right? Like, you know, because they saw when it got bad, when I couldn't even walk from my chair to my door, That's how bad of pain I was in all over my body just from eating something. And I knew that every time I ate, I was going to feel this way, but I had to eat. I mean, you can only go so long without food, before it starts to affect you. And I remember like doing 6-hour streams in that condition, like doing my own show and then doing 6 hours of streams over at the other show. And then I started ignoring my channel altogether for a little while, and then I had to go to the hospital, and I was there a long time. And so yeah, it's just weird. It's just but yeah, when people would ask me, like, hey, does is it hard to have that condition or whatever? I would look at it like this, right? It's better me than some like little kid having that kind of sickness, right? I'd rather me be sick, right? Or it's better me than my mom or my grandma or something like that. Like, I mean, why not me? I mean, if out of everybody it could have been, I'm almost glad that it was me, because it would have hurt me more to watch somebody I love go through that, because I knew how bad it hurt because I was going through it. But like, if I had to watch somebody go through that, and know that I can't do anything about it, that would just kill me. And yeah, man, I love some your guys' channels are great, man. I'm a regular over at Truth Hurts for sure. I watch Face videos. I watch Rowan's videos. I'm a regular at BB's. I like BB's videos. I like Shepherd's Voice streams are very good. I saw a Bible study with More Than a Flame that I think that we could do one day, like just an open, reading of, like one of the Gospels or something, and then go through it. I watch Sasquatch's stuff, and I mean, sometimes he'll do a stream where he's just walking or something like that, and I enjoy that too. But I stand there a couple of minutes, but I mean, I try to watch everybody's stuff, and if I do meet you guys in a chat or something, I do try to watch your videos too before I invite you over to like come join us, because I want to see like if you'd be a good fit. And I try to reach new people all the time, and tell them to come here. And so like yeah, and it's like I just I really like your guys' work, man. Like, because we need all of it, right? We need those streams where we can just let loose and relax, right? We need those streams where we got to see the humor in things. We need those streams where sometimes we just need to talk about our pain. Who knows, right? And there's the streams that we need to relax. Like Rowan has good streams about like, some are good meditation streams, some are good like pointing out lessons to learn from attacks that we're getting or whatever. And not to make it all about that, but if you read in the Bible, right, the Acts of the Apostles, right, I mean, that's basically what this is all about. We're basically truthers, right? Jesus is the ultimate truther, right? Because if everything's inverted, right, everything is lies in the world, right? The ultimate liar will be the leader in the world. So Jesus was the ultimate truther. And he was trying to tell everyone the truth, and no one was listening to him, just like people don't listen to us, right? And so Jesus is like a truther, and the Pharisees are like ballers. like always coming up with some horrible lie or misrepresentation of the facts to prove their ball earth fantasy or whatever. And and Jesus kept coming back with proof and kept showing them and kept showing them, but they didn't get it. And so the ones that do get it, right, the few of us that are willing to swallow our pride and say, hey, look, we were lied to, we don't know everything, we were fooled, and we're going to trust Jesus, right, and his vision. And now, as a down payment, right, you know, for us to know that we're going to be saved, right, that we're going to the kingdom, is that we get that Holy Spirit in us, right, to where we see the truth, right. And all it takes is a change of heart and a change of our rebellious spirit and the acceptance of the gift of grace to go to heaven, right? Because instead of punishing us, God punished himself, right? For, you know, a system that we could never live up to, right? And so how could it be better than that, you know? I guess if there was no evil at all, right, it would be better. But a lot of people want to blame God for that, but it really wasn't God. It was us. We let that in. And it says in the Bible, if you resist the devil, he'll flee from you, you know? And so if we would just resist the devil, it would go away, you know? So like we create all the evil. And God can get rid of all of it in 1 second. But we want him to keep us. And that's what it would take to get rid of all the evils, to get rid of all of us, you know? And so he's giving all of us that want a chance, right? Grace and the gift of going to the kingdom. Just take it if you want it, right? And then he's going to baptize this place with fire, and we're going to start over and be what we were meant to be. And only the people with like so much pride that they can't accept that this is reality, right, are going to miss out, you know? And so, you know, yeah, we got to support each other. You're right, Faith. And like, I mean, that's the whole thing, right? It's cool to have like one channel like that we go to or something like that. And BB's got a pretty big channel now, too. And like, you know, I could see Rowan's channel is going to get big, and Truth Hurts will probably get big if you know he doesn't get strikes, right? And so, yeah, that's great to have big channels, right? And I also want to see your channel grow too, but you get a lot of strikes too. But like, but like, if we're sub to each other, it doesn't matter if we have one subscriber, you know, or of course we'll have like, you know, 20 because we'll have each other, but like we'll be able to share with each other. That's why I'm like, and I'm really pushing for the people that click on after this, you know, to really sub to everybody in the chat. That's why I say put a link of your channel. That way when people are going through the chat, because you know I published the chat too, so that way people could watch the chat and the video at the same time, you know, and you know they can subscribe to your channels too. So just put your thing in there if you want. Yeah, I do have a backup channel, and if you guys want to subscribe to it, I'll put it on the community board. I think I have like 60 subscribers or something. But even if I got it up to like 150, then I'll know that I have everybody that regularly watches. That would make me feel safe inside. I'm just afraid that I'm going to miss out on somebody that's not real tech savvy or something, and it took them everything to learn how to just click on my thing one time, you know? And because I know what my demographic is, right? Like it's getting, like I'm starting to appeal to a wider range of people, right? But it's mostly women that are like older, right? Like, you know, women over 55, you know, is like the most of my demographic. But now I'm getting some like younger men and women in here. And, you know, I really got to say that the men that come in here are high integrity people, you know, and I want for the women in here to feel safe, you know, and they do. And that makes me feel proud of you guys, you know. And you know, especially AJ, Michigander, they're good people too, and you know, a lot of the guys here are high integrity people, you know, and so you know, I appreciate you guys that are here. And so, yeah, man, this is great, man. This is great. We're doing this. Like, we're getting people to sub to each other's backup channels. I'm so proud of this, you know. And then I hope to see you guys around, like, cause I try to like if I see a if I see a notification, I try to click on it and go to your thing and support you, you know. And so I hope to see you guys like at these other channels, you know, and I do, and it fills my heart with so much joy, you know, that not only is it like a great channel and a great group here, right? But like that, you know, we're kind of a group that like is together to support each other, even out there in the mission field, you know, where if you need some support out there, you'll have one of us to have your back, you know. And I thought I had that with other channels, you know, but you know, sometimes you'll get people that make it so much about themselves, you know, and that's not how to do it. That's not how to do it. Like, if anything, I would say 80% of you know the truth or the Bible better than me, and so like, if anything, the group is stronger than me by far, you know. And yeah, I know. Hey, I'm trying not to mention him, right? Because you know, I get it. Some people are just tired of even hearing about it, and some people, you know, really don't know exactly like what you know what we go through with that situation, and so they're kind of in the dark, and it feels like an inside joke or whatever, you know. But it's really sad, man. It's really sad because like 90% of this whole thing about spreading the truth about Jesus Christ that um, is that we get attacked, man, like constantly. And for every one attacker that we're overcoming as a group, right, there's like 4 or 5 that you guys don't even hear about, you know. I'm dealing with like these people on a on a regular basis, right? And I try not to like really put it out there. I mean, sometimes I do when I'm overwhelmed, and especially when my phone. Like, what happens is my phone gets so hot from all the activity. Uh, I don't know what they're doing, right? But like, um, that I'll get kicked off my own stream, you know, or um, you know, end up having technical problems because of it. And you know, there are, I mean, you could block people, but then if they have like, you know, 15, 20 accounts, nothing is going to stop them, you know. And so, you know, I'm just learning how to you know, work around it, you know. And yeah, I think we're doing pretty good, you know, because yeah, like who wants to give uh anybody, especially somebody that's like insignificant, right? Any time, right? I mean, this is what I think. I think that, you know, whatever good was in a person to want to change, right? If they're not serious about their relationship with Jesus and they attack a bunch of people that are legitimate witches, right? Well, they're going to fill you with demons and paranoia and you're going to flip out. And we're watching that. And it's all about pride, right? Knowing that, hey, I need Jesus in me to get rid of all these paranoid delusions. And I need to either that or stop attacking witches because they're putting spells on you or something. Because, like, if, I mean, I know this, the reason why it's easy for me to say that Jesus is the Lord, right? With all certainty is because I've seen how powerful that name is, you know, and how well it protects you from stuff, you know. And so, um, if you're not calling on the name of the Lord for all things, right, then, you know, I don't know what you're doing. You know, you're trying to do it on your own and do it your own way. And it's sad. It's sick, right? Because I want every creature on earth to make it, you know, but it's not going to happen, right? Very few will find that narrow road. And the narrow road is this, right? If you're willing to give up your rebellious spirit and accept that Jesus is the Lord, right? Like, if you're willing to accept that, right, as reality, then it's just a gift of grace, right? And you know, he created us to partner with us, you know. He doesn't need us, you know. It, he wanted us to be with him, to spend eternity with him. created your personality and every detail about your appearance and everything, right? And he wants to spend eternity with you. Hey, William. Oh my God, this is a great day, man. I'm glad that I went long. Normally I only go 30 something minutes, but I went long. That's my son right there, guys. My son William. I call him Will. I dreamed about his name probably 5 or 10 years before he was born. And this kid, ever since he was born, right? I don't want to embarrass him too much, has been absolutely the way I dreamed him up to be. Just a blessing in my life. And him being born taught me almost everything I know about love today. And he's 21. He turned 21 yesterday or the day before. Day before. And it's scary when your baby turns 21. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, thank God he looks like her. Thank God he looks like my ex-wife. As much as she does, she's unpleasant to me, but she's a nice lady. And so I give her credit for that. That's right, that's right. William is a grown man. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, 6'3", 200 pounds or something like that. Are you even 200 pounds yet? I know you're tall, but close to that maybe. And so I don't worry about anybody attacking my big boys. I don't worry about them being victimized. And oh yeah, hey, that's great that you're putting that link out there to like really help kids, man. That's good. And oh, I'm glad you're working out, Will. That's awesome. Oh man, what a good day. What a good day. So, everybody in chat is great. We carried 20 people. We'll probably get 100 clicks later. Hopefully we'll reach 100 more people today that we didn't reach, and just keep putting the message forward. So I'm gonna go ahead and round out, William. If you want, you can always text me. I heard you were in Vegas, so I'll leave you to it. But God bless you, son. Absolutely, I feel absolute joy every time I see you, even just your virtual presence. But I'll say, I thank God for all you guys, and God bless you, and I love you, and of course, praise Jesus for His sacrifice and His grace, and I just want to say that I'm glad that you guys have been strong through all of this, and through all the attacks, man, because Jesus said it would be like that. And so we're doing great. And so, I'll see you guys later, or see you guys around YouTube, and see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock. God bless you guys, and of course, pray for the kids. All right, see you later.